I have been making gifts for people using stuff from my stash. My strategy this year was to pick the fabrics that are bulky and take up most of the room in my fabric cupboard to really make a dent and create some space for all of my other fabrics, which currently just exist on my bench. Hello friends, and welcome back to Karla Created, or if you're new here, welcome. If you like sewing, then perhaps you should stick around because so does this gal. And in this video, like I said just before, I have been sewing up a storm, making stuff from my stash to use up fabric to make some space. Because I have a problem when it comes to buying fabric, and I have literally run out of room in my fabric cupboard, and I now have fabric just spilling out onto my desk and also onto a shelf behind me. So I have been strategic this year in making gifts for people using the bulkiest fabric from my stash. And I thought that I would share with you what I've been making lately, because it's this time of year where we start thinking about Christmas presents, and I thought it would give you some inspiration to perhaps make some things from your own stash and give them as gifts. Let's get started with the bulkiest fabric that I had in my stash, which was this amazing jackard tapestry type fabric that's got all of these images of different wine and beverages all over it. I just think it is hilarious and also adorable. I got given this from my friend, and I thought that it would be such a great idea to make something out of this fabric and then gift it back to her. And I was toying with the idea of making a tote bag, but this particular friend doesn't use a lot of bags, so I thought that that might not be the best gift. So I pivoted and decided to make her a pillow. But not just any pillow. I was going to jazzify this pillow using beads and sequins that I have had in my bead kit for literally, oh my gosh, do I even want to tell you how long I've had that bead kit for? 30 years. Anyway, at least it's still getting put to use. I got my beads out and I decided to jazzify this cushion for my friend because she has a very maximalist style, and I thought that that would just add another awesome dimension to this amazing pillow cushion, jackard fabric, wine themed, which is ironic because she doesn't drink. But anyway.
Once I had finished adding all of the sequins and beads, I then stitched up the cushion cover and serged the internal raw edges. I then decided to make my own cushion insert to gift with the cushion cover, using some existing hobby fill that I had, as well as leftover scrap strips from previous quilting projects. I cut all of those pieces of scraps up, mixed it in with the hobby fill that I had, and sewed up my own internal cushion insert, which I'm really stoked with, and it's actually really soft. I then put the cushion insert into the cushion cover, and here is what it looks like. I think it is absolutely adorable. Oh, and I completely forgot to mention that I added this pink rickrack just as an extra decorative detail to the top and bottom of the cushion front. You'll also notice that I stitched on the beads and sequins to accentuate the design of the fabric and really play into all of the cute graphics of grapes and wine glasses. It was just so much fun and so relaxing, and I think it just looks absolutely adorable, and I would absolutely love it if someone gave me a gift like this.
Now, I kind of got on a bit of a pillow cushion making kind of rampage and decided to make another cushion out of the amazing jackard fabric for my folks. This one is a really, really simple design. It took all of 15 minutes to make. I've got the folded back here, and all I did was do a French seam around the edge just to create like a bit of a piping kind of effect. So yeah, I didn't do any beadwork on this because my parents said that they just wanted it plain, and I think it turned out ultra cute. I do still have a little bit of this fabric left, and I'm debating whether I should go ahead and make a tote bag, but for myself. Let me know what you think in the comments, whether a tote bag in this fabric would be really, really cool. Recently, I had a crack at free motion quilting, and I had some sample blocks that I used to practice. And it was my intention back then to turn those into cushion covers. So I went ahead and I did that as well. I turned this orange, yellowy, scrappy block into this really, really, really cute cushion cover using this white, I guess it's like a block out curtain fabric that my mother-in-law gave me years and years and years ago. This took up a lot of room in my stash because it's so thick, but it's actually really lovely. It's got like a beautiful fleur-de-lis kind of pattern on it, which you can't really see in this clip here, but I'll see if I can overlay another. And I was kind of running out and trying to use as much as I can, so I didn't have enough to really create a good fold, so I just stitched on these really cute little ribbons to keep it closed. This one I made for me. I'm not giving this one away because my daughter absolutely loves it, so I think we'll keep this one on our couch and she can use it. I also made these scrappy blocks, which I practiced free motion quilting on as well, and I used that same block out curtain fabric to create the backing for these and turn them into cushion covers. And now you'll see that I actually folded over quite a lot more. If you're gonna make a cushion like this with that sort of folded back to get the cushion insert in and out, the best thing to do is to have at least a half of whatever the width of the pillow is folded, so then your fabric has enough sort of space for when the cushion insert is put in, and then the cushion insert doesn't peek through. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, I made 2 of these, and I also washed them after I did the free motion quilting just to see how the sort of puffiness of the quilting would look, and they look so cool. They're gonna be awesome once they've got their cushion inserts in and given to my parents, because these ones will be given to my parents as well. Also had a little bit of that curtain fabric left over, and they were cut out pieces already that my mother-in-law had started cutting with the intention of making placemats years and years and years ago. And now initially I was just going to go ahead and stitch up the sides and make placemats, but I thought to myself, I don't really have the need for placemats, nor do I know anybody that I could give these to that uses placemats. So I decided to make some Christmas decorations and turn that leftover fabric into bows for my Christmas tree. Now, technically, yes, I'm not giving these as a gift. They're a gift to my Christmas tree, but you could definitely give these as a gift. And the best thing about this was that there was no sewing. I literally sat down with fabric glue and my scissors and some ribbon, watching TV, and whipped these up within the space of like less than an hour. And I found it really relaxing. Essentially, all you need to do is cut a long strip. So I cut the squares out that my mother-in-law had cut ready to sew into placemats. I cut them into long rectangles, folded them into like a tube, and then glued that tube down onto the itself basically. And then I just folded that, like the raw ends of that tube on the long ends, in half, cinched it in the middle, and tied a ribbon to make these adorable bows. And how cute do these look on my Christmas tree? I absolutely love these, and I am so glad I made the decision not to make placemats out of that leftover fabric, but to instead use it to make these adorable bows. You could definitely package these up and give them as a gift, but you could also use them as like hair accessories, which is actually a really, really easy Christmas gift as well. I do have some other fabric in my stash that I've made scrunchies out of in the past, and I'm thinking I might make some bows to give to my daughters and my niece. I think if you were just to tie the ribbon around a hair elastic, you've got an elastic with a bow already attached. So easy. One other thing that I have done recently is got a peg loom. My parents actually made this for me, and it is so, so cool. Look at this. If you've never done peg looming before, it's basically a form of weaving, and it is incredibly easy. It's absolutely fabulous for making rag rugs or like rag pot holders. You don't have to use rags or strips of like scrap fabric. You can use anything really. But I've started by making this mat, which I'm gonna make it a bit longer if I can, and potentially gift it as a friend as like a little doormat maybe, We'll see. But I thought this was such a great way to use up fabric from my stash. I had a whole bunch of these old, I think they were pillowcases, and the fabric I thought was really, really good quality. It was very, very thick cotton. However, there was these stains on them, and I just thought I can't use this for anything because there's like watermarks, like they'd been like bleached or sun stained. So I decided to cut them into strips and make this amazing rag rug. If you don't have a peg loom, there's another alternative, which is just using a normal loom. And I have been using my loom, which I got from IKEA, and making these scrappy blocks. Let me show you.
Once I've made enough of these woven scrappy fabric panels, I'm going to stitch them all together into one large rug. But I also think that would be so cool as like a funky bag or something. I just think it's great using up scrap fabric in this way to make a completely new textile.
Well, that's pretty much everything that I have been making lately. I'm currently planning my next quilting project and also considering doing some refashion projects that I've had on the back burner for a really long time. But if there's anything in particular that you'd love to see next, please let me know in the comments. And I really hope this video gave you some inspiration to get sewing and using up your stash ready for Christmas, and gave you some great gift ideas. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out, and consider subscribing to my channel if you love sewing as much as I do. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.